Like I saw a Kenyan man doing this. I was shocked.
And so funny
shocked
thing
me.
about my content is that sometimes people wonder whether am I just doing content or this is actually what I do.
Hello, yes people. Welcome to another episode of the Yes Girls, where we, Claire,
And Akumu.
say yes to doing, being, or learning something new and documenting our journeys. I think we should all be feminists.
Well, yeah, but why are you quoting the seminal essay by Chimamanda?
Because it's true. Man, woman, young, old, we should all be feminists. And I'm glad you agree. Because this season, we're saying yes to in-studio challenges to get to grips with must-have 21st century skills. And this episode, we're saying yes to...
Being male feminists! Oh, wait, we are not male.
It's okay.
A quick ask from us. If you've not yet rated or reviewed us, go and do it. Pretty please. It does help others discover the show.
And then they can forever be grateful to you for bringing a little more yes into their lives.
Anyway, time to get on with this episode and meet our experts.
This season, it's all about what we can do in studio, so we make it even more blindingly obvious that you and we can say yes to something new, even if you're short on time.
We may not be male, but our expert definitely is. Oh, okay. That's how you... What did you say? That's how you call yourself,
Define
right?
yourself.
Define yourself,
Identify.
right? He does, I think. Better known as at present fatherhood, or rather Jeff Dindi. And he is...
A content creator advocating for fathers to be present beyond financial provision and to challenge traditional gender norms. He's also an entrepreneur, founder of Kweli Coffee, and he's a family man. And more importantly, he jetted in, or rather trained in, all the way from Kisumu to be with us in the studio. Jeff, or rather, should we call you Jeff or present fatherhood or present father?
Jeff is all right, depending on who's asking.
Yeah. If it's us asking or our listeners.
Present fatherhood will work, and Jeff Dindi also works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call you Jeff for brevity this episode. That's okay?
Great.
Awesome. So, Jeff, please tell us why you think we called you as a guest expert for this topic and what made you say yes to joining us in the studio.
One, I remember speaking to Akumu about it when she asked me the first time, and I was like, why did you refer to me as a male feminist to begin with? And I was like, because it was so spot on, like, this is the guest we need and he's going to do this. But I feel one is because of the content, the nature of the content that I create. It clearly comes out and brings out the topic. And for somebody who has not watched my content, I typically create content around family, the relationship between a man and a wife and the kids, revolves around how do you manage finances, how do you look at the gender roles at home, how do you look at just generally how a man and a wife should integrate in the house. Mm-hmm. And by looking at my content, I think it was clear that I fitted being a male feminism, I guess.
You do. You don't. You definitely
That's what made you say yes. That's what made Akumu reach out and what made you say yes.
Plus, I think before, there's a time that it was actually in my bio. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just
it
so
was
there's no
clearly in
ambiguity.
my bio that, father, male feminist. But I had to change it at some point, which I think there is a story for another. I don't know whether the space can allow.
Like
you can
to
tell
hear. Why did you have to change it so it no longer says male feminist? Now I need to go see
it doesn't
your Instagram.
have male feminists.
One, I think the first reason was that I felt like I didn't need to tell somebody that I am, because it was already clear from my content. If you're smart enough, you'll already know that he is a male feminist. Two, I also didn't want it to bring out anger, like what Adele referred to in some episode earlier, is that people see the content and the immediate thing they want to react is anger. And so I felt like by plastering it there, somebody will already feel angered and just ignore my content altogether. But this one now gave them the opportunity to actually delve into my content and be able to intellectually react with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, because feminism comes with a lot of connotations,
Yes,
especially to
absolutely.
men.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So actually, by putting it there, you might have put people off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would be
People
put off by
who
that
don't
word.
even understand what being a male
Yes.
feminist is.
They just
They
know
just
it's
know
bad.
what they've seen, which is
So they wouldn't
skewed.
even give your content a chance.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, we will label you that way, but with a very open mind.
Yeah. So in
It's
this,
a safe space, eh?
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
this
safe
is the safest space. We hope. Right? You
and
tell
we
us.
I feel
we've
safe.
and
I
we've
feel
had
safe.
an feminism
So far, so
episode
good.
already. So this is a good sequel to that one.
All right.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we're first going to carry out a challenge with Jeff as a judge and challenger and all-seeing, all-knowing expert. He'll then rate us, and then we'll get to hear from him about how he says yes as a male feminist in his day-to-day and how we can all benefit from saying yes to feminism.
Now, Jeff, tell us the 15-minute challenge you have for us.
Oh, wow. So there's something that is very close to my heart, and I will really be interested to see how you guys handle this challenge. And it goes. So a couple is discussing some household chores, okay? And healthcare, child healthcare responsibilities. Okay, so the husband who considers himself a feminist.
So he considers himself a feminist.
Yes, he's typical. He's out there that he's a feminist.
Okay.
So wants to share some workload equally in the house. Wow, this is interesting. But he struggles with the obvious, the societal expectations, which are ingrained in gender roles. Okay, so I want one of you. One will be, you will be Jeff, and you will be Rachel. And
This is your wife's name and your name, right?
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure you have that?
So I want you guys to engage, delve into the complexities of navigating traditional gender roles within your relationship, and explore strategies on how you can promote egalitarian parenting practices.
Okay. So Claire is Jeff.
Please
who's a
define
male
egalitarian
feminist.
again. It's just like everyone is equal, right?
Egalitarian isn't saying everyone's equal, but
It's like a hybrid.
yeah, like
Everyone plays the same role or something?
not the same role, but like there should be like equality of
Equality.
opportunity, right? And like we're not all the same, but we should all have the same opportunities, I think.
Or equal effort as well should be put. Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be treated as equals, but not that we're all the same.
Okay.
Treated, given the same sorts of opportunities.
Okay, sure.
I guess we'll see how we interpret it, and then we'll be rated. So I'm Jeff. I'm a male feminist. I'm married to Rachel. Rachel is
Rachel is a feminist. Is she a strong feminist or not? Tell us. Doesn't have to pick from reality.
I think Rachel, to make it more interesting, Rachel still struggles with whether she's a feminist or she's not.
okay.
So she's a bit traditional.
Yes, she's modern, she's everything, she's educated, but she still struggles with, especially because of her background in terms of how she was raised.
Gotcha.
So we're both a bit conflicted,
Yes.
and we're talking about childcare, household chores,
And
right?
healthcare.
Healthcare, child healthcare as well.
Yeah, just the general taking care of the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We know who was the problem here, so I want you to start.
Well, I.
But
don't
you're a
have the
feminist,
problem.
right?
I'm a feminist.
It's
but
about children,
unfortunately-
so I'm guessing you're the one who caused a problem. Okay, that's already is bad.
All right. So, Rachel, my beautiful wife. Actually, you should be telling me like what is it you want me to do, or what needs to be done. I guess because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what needs to be done today. It's the weekend, right? So we're both at home for the next 2 days.
Okay. Jeff, I thought you were going to take the kids to church, because now I can't do it. I have to prepare for mom's visit, and I have to cook food in the house. So I thought you'd actually take charge and take the kids to church, take them around until I'm ready to cook.
Okay, maybe we need to agree on who should do what. What's our strengths? Because, I mean, I'm a great cook. I love cooking, as you know that, right? Even though my buddies don't really see why I should be cooking. But I think it's important, right? Mm-hmm. If I can cook, that's something I can do.
But it's my mom, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, she's not used to seeing men in the kitchen, so that's not going to fly with her. So I have to be the one to cook.
Won't she be impressed that your husband does cook?
She's those kinds of mom who are in the middle.
Okay.
She was raised traditionally, so
okay. Yeah,
she'd be impressed, but she doesn't want you to do it when she's there. Does that make sense? So I have to be the one.
Okay. So kids to church, I can take them, but I know the little one. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. You might need to help me just pack the things for the kids. I might not know
help
exactly.
because I'm busy. I have to.
Okay, because I want to help. No, I want to. I know it's my role, right? Mm-hmm. And I love looking after the kids. You know that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not as used to taking them out on my own as you are. So I just might need to know what I need to pack for them. Like, because I'll probably need some diapers, right? But if I don't pack enough and then the baby's running around with
it's a problem,
soggy nappy, that could be a problem.
That's fine.
So if you show me this time, maybe I can do it next time. But can I don't know, maybe I leave the bag in the car, because that bag, if I'm seen carrying around a nappy bag, that might not look good.
You told me you're a feminist, right?
Yes.
You should be okay with that.
I am a feminist, and that's what I'm saying. I'm very happy looking after the children, and we can, I'll take the children all weekend. Mm-hmm. No problem. I understand you've got other things to do, but I also have to be sensitive to the fact that if I'm seen carrying around that pink nappy bag, people will look at me funny, and they won't respect what I'm doing. They won't see that as a good thing, right? Me looking after the children won't be what they're talking about. It'll be the nappy bag that makes him look like a girl.
Okay, fine. You can carry my black bag, backpack. That's fine. I will help you with the diapers. There nothing else you need. I think this is just diapers and some snacks.
Yeah, some snacks.
Yeah, I think you can help with that. Just come and get the samosas I've just cooked. Mm-hmm. And then
I can cook samosas.
But I'm cooking already for mom. It's fine.
But they take so long, honey. I can cook the
babe,
samosas.
But last time you cooked the samosas, they burnt. No.
Yes,
no.
but how am I going to learn if I'm not doing it?
Not today. Today the kitchen is taken by me, so just use my samosas. It's fine.
But you do realize that if you push me out of the kitchen, then I'm not able to share the load with you, right? I want to help.
But today I want you to take the kids.
I want to share the load with you.
Today I want you to take the kids. Today my mom is the biggest problem I have to deal with, okay?
Yes. I tell your mum you said she was a problem. Is my mum a problem?
Let's not go there.
Okay, so I'll take the kids. They need to go to church. Mm-hmm. And then, I have the emergency numbers in case something happens, right?
Just make sure you're back by 7, because tomorrow morning they have to go to see the doctor. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's holidays, but they have to go see the doctor, and I'm not sure.
How did I not know that they need to see the doctor tomorrow?
Who? Them.
How did I not know?
I don't know. You don't talk to the doctor as much as I do, right? Because I'm the one who's always with the kids.
Yeah, I wasn't there last time, but I want you to tell me these things so that I could even say, right, they need the doctor tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'll plan to take them. We should be sharing that. You should be informing me.
If you haven't taken them to church, doctor, obviously you haven't.
No, but I want to start.
You want to start?
Yes.
But okay, and is the insurance sorted?
Yes, I paid insurance.
So they'll not have any issues,
no,
right?
that I did that. We always have insurance. I'm not leaving you and the kids without insurance. Okay. Never.
Sure. So you want to take them tomorrow as well?
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
I might just need you to pack the snacks.
Okay. So why can't you learn the snacks thing then?
I told you I want to cook the samosas, but you won't let me in the kitchen.
I need the packing to be done. I feel, so this is how I feel. I feel like if sometimes it's just easier for me to do these things, because if you're taking the kids, but you still need me to pack, I feel like, why am I letting you do 50% when I can do the 100 easier? Because I'm doing half of the work. Packing is a lot of work, and remembering, telling you what to do, right?
So if you show me once how you do it, and that's the way the kids are used to it, right? Then for the next time I can do it myself.
Yes, because I want to
So then
fully
we can
delegate.
split it.
I want to fully delegate. I don't want to, because I
wanna
feel
do
like
it.
if I have to pack and then I'm still delegating, it's like half delegation. Yeah. So I want you to just take charge.
That's fine. But then once your mom leaves, I'm on cooking duty for the week.
As long as it's not the samosas and the pilaus that you just burn all the time.
It's not burnt, it's caramelized. It's fine. I'll cook the dishes that I know you like, that I know how to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And how many times do you want to cook then, now that you want to cook?
I'll do the whole week. Yeah, I'll handle next week.
Only next week? And the rest of the year, what happens?
Okay.
So long term, what's the long term plan? Because cooking
we
takes
can
a lot
take
of my
turns.
time.
Okay. Would it help you if every week I do at least one night?
Why not 3?
3.
Yeah. 7. 1 out of 7 is
I've
very
still
little.
got to be seen, in the office until late. Otherwise, people will think I'm slacking.
So you can take
Surely.
Saturday and
I can't
Sunday.
leave because I have to cook dinner for my family, can I?
You can do one weekday and both weekends.
Both weekends.
Both
I'll try.
weekend days. Yeah.
I'll try.
That works? Yeah, because I feel like it's better than just one.
Okay.
2. I'm happy to compromise to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try. But like I said, if my employer, my boss, he's not going to want to be seeing me leaving the office early because I need to cook. That's not going to fly.
Okay.
I can't, no man in the office can leave early. The women can leave early because they need to cook for their kids.
But we're back to you feeling, you still worry too much about what people think, right? As a male feminist, you can't have that.
I feel there's no problem with it. But the way people around me will interpret it is what I'm worried about. And if that could jeopardize me being able to provide financially for you and the kids, that's what I'm worried about.
But I think you can be the change you want to see, no?
Slowly.
Like your
One
friends.
step at
Like
a time.
how do your friends react when you tell them you're taking your kids to church and everything?
Hey,
and you're
they'll
cooking
laugh.
3 times a week?
They'll laugh at me.
Really?
They will laugh. Yes. It's not what they do. It's not what we do. I'm already going against what they think is normal for men. Even your mum. You said your mum doesn't want to see me cooking.
So
because
you're
I'm the
only a
man.
feminist to me. Are you ever a feminist
I am a
outside
feminist,
me?
Yes. But you are the most important. What you think and how you react is what's most important to me. And the way I know I feel, my values. That's why I want to take the kids to church. I want to cook. I want to be able to share the load of what needs to be done around the house, right? I want to take the kids to the doctor. But I have to be conscious that when people see that, they won't join me in thinking this is a good thing. If I just spring it on them and say, this is what I'm doing. No, I go bit by bit, Maybe they'll see me in church with the kids, but I don't want them seeing me in church with a nappy bag as well. Because that will be emasculating.
So what type of feminist is that? Like the one who hides? Is that really a feminist?
It's not hiding. It's being realistic about what people will perceive as a positive.
How? No, okay.
No?
So I have another question. So, but how do you want our sons to be in the world?
I
The
want
same way or different?
I would like the world to be more welcoming to men who are feminists by the time our boys are old enough.
But you do know now, if you don't speak out, nothing will change, right?
I model the behavior to them.
But if
Modeling behavior to them is what's most important, I think.
you're modeling to them, but you're not changing the other people around who should be changed.
Slowly, one step at a time. This week, they'll see me in church with the kids. Maybe in a few weeks, they'll see something else. And bit by bit, they'll come around. But I can't do everything at once.
Yeah, I just need you to stop thinking about what people think. Reduce it less.
I want to stop, yes. I want to stop as well. But like I said, if it's going to turn them against the whole idea, right? If I go out and say I'm a male feminist, they might not even give me a chance. Whereas if I show behavior that is demonstrating that bit by bit, one small modeling of behavior at a time, then maybe that's I'm adjusting to what I'm toning it down.
Yes, you are. You're dimming your light, your feminist light.
But I'm doing it so that people will be more receptive to it in the long term, instead of turning people off. Right?
It's interesting because I don't get it, because my friends admire you. So my friends are very happy to hear that you're doing these things, but you are not. It's like you're not proud of what you are doing.
If you're proud of me, then that's what's most important to me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you, babe. Honey.
Love you too. I think that's like 10 minutes. Yeah. How was that?
Did I male feminize
We touched on very interesting issues, right? Because are you still a feminist if you're hiding things?
Jeff, you are the expert. Tell us. What do you think?
Well, we are good enough. You and your wife.
Well, for instance, as you guys were talking, a scenario was just coming to my head. Okay? And the scenario was a case where you have guests in as a two couple who one is a feminist who cares about society, and the other one is just a lady who is a feminist as well. And then now you know what happens when a guest comes. Okay, you're supposed to fix something for them and all. So this couple is arguing about who is supposed to, quote unquote, sit with the guests and entertain the guests, and who is supposed to be in the kitchen
serving
to cook and serve. It was just playing in my head in the background. But coming to what you guys were talking about, the school and taking kids to church, right? I got your fear, and that is the fear of most men, actually, about the things that appear feminine, okay? When it comes to... By the way, let me tell you one thing. Lots of men are feminists in the house. Something that you guys have touched about, okay? In the house, they will cook, they will help with the kitchen, but outside those doors, or when a friend comes in, they are a totally different person. They go back to the ends of sitting and ordering around. So and Rachel was tackling that. I liked how you probed that, and you're like, how come? Do you just want to be a feminist to me
in the house?
In the house,
yeah.
And then she asked, how do you think that would our kids? What world do you want our kids to live in? Okay, and you were like, you know what? But I model to them. But remember, as you model to them, they don't just see how you behave within. They also see how you behave outside. So they will also pick that, I'm just supposed to be a feminist within our home. When it gets out, I can still jump to the normal behavior. So you asked very, very probing questions that were thought-provoking. But him, Jeff was a bit...
You are disappointing, Jeff. He is not very happy with you.
Well, I was told, my brief was that I am a male feminist, but I'm still concerned about what
about
what other people will think.
See why
right?
he's shocked. Are you like that? Actually, you should tell us. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, about what other people think, right? And you mentioned about wanting to do it progressively. Okay, that today... Remember, as a male feminist, you're also learning and probably going against your natural self. Okay, depending on how you are raised. Probably you were raised in a home that being egalitarian was normal. So you wouldn't really find much of a problem out there. But if you are raised in a strictly traditional home, then you wouldn't want to just jump into being a male feminist. You'll want to do it progressively, because truth be told, we are all hurt by what people think. Okay, no matter our beliefs and what we believe in, the moment somebody pokes that, it hurts. And so you wouldn't want to be hurt all the time. You want to hurt this time, then you chill, heal a bit, then, you know. So
Yeah.
So I think
It is self-preservation, right?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys performed well.
But would you to say that? How do you like? I think we could also,
I wasn't
as you as a person.
No, of course, as a person, I disagree with a lot of the stuff I said, right?
Uh-huh,
But I do believe that when you are trying to go against, when you are in a traditional society, right? If you were brought up in that and all the people around you are that, if you suddenly come out wearing a pink shirt, cooking when guests come around and looking after the kids and there's no wife or nanny around, you might, the way that you took male feminist off your bio, right?
Yeah.
You, in a certain way, you do want to adapt or adjust how extreme you are or how much you're doing, how far you're going, because otherwise you can alienate the very people that you are trying to influence or model the behavior to, right?
Yes. That's where now the phrase "amekaliwa" comes in. You know, he has been sat on. You know that.
It's a Kenyan phrase.
Yeah.
Can you say meaning he has been sat on?
Yeah, like the woman is the one who is in charge. Okay, so that is if you are you get into the roles and you don't care, then they say, the woman is the one who is in charge. They don't even try to think that this is you are your own person. You've made a decision by yourself. You are well informed. They just say this guy is being controlled by the lady. Yeah.
Okay. Me, I was not really role playing. That is exactly who I am. I'm a mix of. Yes, I'm a feminist, but I have the traditional in me because I'm my mother's daughter. I've been raised in Africa. You get, so I am both. So I was literally just asking questions that I would ask a man who I'm dating.
But we also touched on topics that we've covered in another episode on men and women, right? We had a yesticle with the guys from Man Talk where we were saying like women have the burden, and I was perpetuating that. I was saying like, I don't know what snacks to pack. I don't know what diapers to pack.
Yes.
And there, in that way, I'm saying, look, I'm happy to help out. I even caught myself saying, I'll help out.
Yes.
No, it should be like, I'm just looking after my kids. So you can do something, I'll do something, right?
Yeah, it
and I
shouldn't
still
be
need
help.
you to pack the nappy bag because I don't know what goes in it. But if you show me one time, like that's what I tried to do with my husband, right? I'll show him this is what goes in the nappy bag and this is where it goes, so that when I'm not here or next time, you can pack it, right? You shouldn't rely on, it shouldn't be that I always do it.
So that when the time comes for him to do it, he's completely incapacitated.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I wanted, like, delegation should be 100% delegation, not 70%.
No, it shouldn't be delegation. It should be that each parent is able to carry out the full role, right? You're not half a parent.
Whether you're there or not, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me just touch on something. What I spoke about the scenario of their guest coming home and they have to be cooked for, they have to be entertained. As a family unit, you are feminists in the house. How do you deal with such a situation? Okay, and because I use that because we've been there before. We've been there before, and this is what happens. Initially, you'll find that my wife will be the one who naturally gravitates towards preparing food and all, but not because I have said so, but because one, she likes it, she loves it. But I wasn't feeling good. I was like, why can't I do it? Why can't I be the one who is cooking? Plus,
you saw it like it was too natural for her to
plus do. I'm also very equally good at it. But what helped us is that initially, even at home, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So I will be making this and she's making that. I'm very good with stews. She's very good with dough and stuff.
And pilau and samosas?
Yes. So sometimes we'll find that we would do it together. Or there are meals that she will be preparing and I'm entertaining the guests. Okay, and then when the time comes for me to need that ugali or something, I'll go and do it. Okay, just without caring. Number two that we agreed upon was that because there are guests that are her guests and there are guests that are my guests. So if it is my guest, then I will sit in. It's okay for me to sit in and entertain them, okay?
Yeah.
And as she cooks. But if it's her guest, then I'm okay for her to sit and entertain them as I prepare the meal and serve everyone. Yeah.
And how do people, have you had any reactions to that?
Especially when you are in the kitchen.
Do you know?
Yes, one I've had people are like, "Wow, this is so cool, man." This
It's
is
the women, right? Or who?
yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
This is so admirable, man. Oh my goodness, whereas from the men, it has been, hey, you guy, man, you. What they connote is that I'm raising the bar too high for them. Okay,
Oh,
because
interesting.
then that is what will be
Interesting.
expected.
That's what their wives will expect.
So yeah, like you're spoiling it for them. They have it easy. Now you'll make their
I'm
wives.
complicating things for them.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not that they think you shouldn't be doing it, but if you're doing it, then maybe there's the expectation that then they should.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes,
And
yes.
and that would be bad because it's harder, right?
Yes.
To go and be the one in the kitchen
And
doing
to
the
do
cooking.
and-
Not all men are comfortable with that. I've been lucky to date men who can cook, which maybe I look for them. I don't know. Because I don't like to cook. So when you start saying, like, if I was in this situation of Rachel, someone coming and then I have to cook, no.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Even, like, at least your wife loves it, so she would actually gravitate there. For me, I'd only go to the kitchen because there's a voice in my head, my mother saying, you have to serve you are a woman, you have to serve. So you see, I have the traditional in me as well. But I hate doing it. Why am I doing it? I just don't like kitchen time.
And that is just one aspect of the gender roles that we are to discuss. There are quite a number. There is the cleaning of the house. There is the making of the bed. There is doing laundry.
Preparing children.
Yeah, there's preparing children. Actually, there's a video that I've done that I did about us preparing, or rather me preparing my kids for school.
Actually, this is how I started following you.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's the video I started following you with, because that's the classic male feminist thing. In my head, like I saw a Kenyan man doing this, I was shocked.
And so funny
shocked
thing
me.
about my content is that sometimes people wonder whether, am I just doing content or this is actually what I do? But
That's the question.
Yes,
Yeah.
but funny enough, I have been in the content for a while because what I do is what I believe in. Okay, so I don't just create content for somebody to be influenced, but me, I completely
You
do
actually
a different
live by
live a
it.
different life. And that particular role, how it happened was that we actually discussed and said, you know what, you will be doing Mondays up to Wednesdays, or you do Mondays, I do Fridays, or and you'd realize that both of us, there's somebody who wants to sleep in. If you are to be given a choice, you'll be like, I want to sleep in, And preparing those kids in the morning is not also a simple chore. That's sometimes how some people also think that, you know what, it's simple. It shouldn't really bother anyone. It's not even a chore. But wait until you do it. And I was surprised that the engagement that it brought was that many women who actually are the majority who do it are always frustrated with it in the morning. Until people were like, one of the things that people commented was, and there is no shouting, that I don't scream at the kids in the morning, because that is quite a common thing, apparently, that people have to shout in the morning. And I did it so easily, it had great impact, I guess. But what I was trying to communicate was that these are your kids as much as they are her kids, okay? And you rising up to the occasion to do it is actually an opportunity for you to be able to bond and know your kids better.
Yeah.
Which many do not look at it.
Yeah, and I like the way Claire was saying, even when you say delegation, you are just against it because they're your kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Delegation is when this job is not yours.
Well, like when
Yeah.
I hear men saying, if they're saying it jokingly, fine, but when I hear men genuinely say, I can't stay out. I have to babysit the kids tomorrow. Like for a woman, it's not babysitting her kids. It's just I have kids, right? Like I don't want to stay late today because I want to get home to my baby, right?
Yeah.
Not because I need to babysit it. Like there's a nanny with my kid, but I want to be with my kid, right? And I have to. I'm raising. That's my job, right? But funnily enough, we've only been parents for almost 6 months, right? Me and my husband. But when I tell people that, he sings to Leo, he plays with him, he changes nappies, people will say, wow, really?
Kenyan women are shocked, huh?
Yeah, they're shocked. I'm like, wait, but actually he doesn't change that many nappies. Like, to me, that's not, it's not equal. There is no equality in how we're raising him, right? For now, I am the main caregiver. We both know that, right? But I have other people who are impressed that he's changed
with what he's doing.
Yeah,
right?
with the small amount that he's doing. He's doing a great job, right? And there's certain things he just can't do, right? I'm breastfeeding. He can't breastfeed. He was working during my maternity leave, so I was doing the nighttime feeds and the soothing and the singing and the changing. But he knows how to change his nappy. He knows how to play with him and feed him his bottle. But people were impressed with it, and that annoyed me, that people would be so impressed with it. Am I justified in being annoyed?
Yes, you're justified to be annoyed that people will be impressed by it. But and why are you justified? You're justified because it should be a natural thing. I remember mentioning something like this in a particular interview as well, that it's being a father and being a good dad and doing the things that you're supposed to do is natural, okay? But now your environment and what surrounds you dictates now how you behave. You know that there is nothing wrong if I pick up this kid and fix the diaper, okay? But your first response is, hey, and what will so-and-so think? Okay, what if somebody else sees me? No, I don't think I need to. Okay, so but naturally you are inclined to care. Okay, if you are just left with no expectations, no nothing, and you're just there in the jungles like the baboons are, and then there is a baby, you'll find that naturally you will really do what is expected of you to take care of that kid.
It's all artificial. These societal norms are artificially created.
Absolutely.
It's not nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even for men. Because now you remember we were discussing in Man Talk that is there paternal instinct? And somehow we came up to that. Yes, there is. Like,
Yes.
Because it's natural
we want
for everyone.
to look after it, yeah. So how would you rate us? If you had to give us a rating out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Rate yourself and your wife.
Yeah, remember, I am you. So be nice.
Be nice to your wife, eh?
Wow.
In how he tackles the issue.
Yeah.
From 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
I think I'll give both of you a 6. Yes, I'll give both of you a 6. And the reason being is that the points that Jeff were raising were quite valid, especially given the context of the African society that we are in. Okay, he is clear that he wants to be a feminist. Okay, but he's also not oblivious of his surrounding. But you have to be cognizant that you don't live in a vacuum, and your actions may make somebody have a bad day or a good day, whether it is genuine or not, whether it's relevant or not. So as long as you care about that, then it will make you progress with some caution and some consideration, right? Whereas on Rachel's part, I was impressed that one of the things that quote unquote I was impressed that she was able to bring out her true feelings and ask questions as they should. Like, she was ready to learn. And one of the examples was that, I mean, if you call yourself male feminist, why do you care about what people think? And I think that is a question that most people out there ask. I mean, You know, if somebody would want their husband to cook, to clean, they would ask the same question if this husband is almost playing as if he's this side and he's this side. It's more or less like he has not made a decision. So for that reason, I felt like the discussion was balanced, and hence the 6 and the 6.
Okay.
And tell us actually your answers to the questions then. Are you a balanced person? Do you care what people think?
I would say that I've when you look at my actions right from the beginning, when I started living with somebody and we started a relationship, I think many who observed me would say that I kind of just jumped right into it. Okay, whereby I didn't care about what they thought, and I was just doing. Okay, and then at some point I realized, oh damn, people actually care that, you know, that I clean, I do this. And I think the time that I really started to care a lot was when I wasn't technically doing well financially, all right? And I felt like I'm doing these roles because I don't have an option. I don't have any other thing to do. Okay, so that's why I'm doing these roles. All right,
Wow.
And therefore it almost justified what somebody else would think out there, because their comments were always, "You need to get out and do something." All right, that is not what is meant for you. All right, but it took time for me to rise and say, "Wait a minute, what I'm doing is not easy at all. It is not. Remaining and taking care of my kids, cleaning the house, cooking, it is not easy." And if all these people were talking and saying that I should find something better, were told to actually do it and even get paid for it, they will realize
not.
I love that. It's true. Yeah.
it's not easy, you know. And when I came to that realization, then I've matured to a point where I dictate how I run my life. I dictate what I want to do in the moment, how I want to do it, with whom and how.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have many more questions for you, Jeff. Let's take a short break and then we can start bombarding you with more questions and find out more.
Okay, now Jeff, we want to know how you implement this huge topic in your day-to-day. Of course, you've already shared a bit of that. So Jeff, are you uniquely different from other men around you? Specifically looking at how in the role play we were asking the other Jeff, whether his friends, what they think, right? So how different are you from other men around you because of this, and why do you think men should care?
Wow, that's a ton load of question.
And do you care?
So just note, the question, the major part of it is,
How
different?
different are you from other men around you, and how does it affect you, I guess?
And do you care that you're different?
that I am different. All right.
Oh, and the second part is why should men care? Yeah.
Oh, why should men care?
Yes.
Well, men should definitely care. Think that is a direct answer. Am I different? Wow, I am different. And right now that I've quote unquote moved to the village, I am even now. It's black and white.
Nairobi was bad, but this is worse.
Yes, Nairobi was bad, but this is now worse. Okay, because Nairobi, I think Nairobi, it depends with which people you are hanging out with. Okay, like in Nairobi, you know, we were going to One Tribe Church. I think it is in Kiambu Road, and there it's filled with a lot of expats and all, and so, you know, they come with their kids, they take care of the kids. You see a man there with holding the baby, and so it's a normal thing. So if I'm in that environment and I'm doing those things, they don't see it as a big deal. But now when you start moving to a different zone and areas, again, you start going to the village more and more.
Yeah.
Okay, technically, let me use in quotes. So depending on where you are, it comes out more. Right now in the village, it is a complete contrast because in the village, roles are almost clearly defined. Okay, that the ladies, you are in the kitchen, you cook, you clean, you take care of kids. Okay, and me, I'll be out there, whether it's in the farm, which is the most economic activity for most, and do any other thing to try and bring things home. But what I realized now that I've been in the environment, I've realized that, you know what, the ladies there actually do double work. And this, I'm now coming back to why should we care, all right? The women there are actually doing double, if not triple work. Why? When they wake up, and I will just analyze the typical day-to-day of a woman in the village. They wake up at the same time, probably even earlier than the husband, or the same time. They had, if they have kids, the woman is the one who has to prepare these kids, okay, and get them to school. Then she will head to the farm together with the husband, okay, and they will work. And then when the time comes around midday, they're supposed to, that's the time that people take, like, I don't know whether it's brunch or it's breakfast. The lady is the one who comes back to the house, or they come back together because they've finished the work. She's the one who now gets to the kitchen, okay? And she will start by going to the river, because again, going to the river is a woman's job. It's not a man's job, okay? Whether it is physical, yet it is very physically involving. So she'll, the one will go there, fetch the water, come back. Where are do the budget? No, where is sugar? Where is oil? Where is this? Then cook and serve the husband. The husband, remember, the husband hasn't moved an inch since they left. All right.
Oh my God. This is just, I'm already tired for the woman.
So, and then during the day, the woman is again involved in a gazillion of stuff. She's now the one who, after breakfast, cleaning the house. Okay, before she knows it, the kids are back from school. And it's just a roller coaster of issues and things and chores until the evening she sleeps. Maybe in the village, people sleep by 8 or something. So you see, the woman has already, that is enough reason why we should. If you don't have a problem with that, then you are the problem.
Clearly.
Yeah, if you don't see that there is an issue there, then you are the issue. So that is a big enough reason for us to care. And when you flip it to the town, it is still the same.
Same thing.
So if both of you are working, you've gone to work in the morning, come back, you are resting, the lady is the one who is busy with the kids. She woke up early to prepare the kids, remember? Then you went to work with him, came back in the kitchen, she's busy, she's planning again for tomorrow. All of you, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's planning what you're going to wear, what the kids are going to wear, you are going to eat, what they're going to eat. It is
ridiculous.
Emotionally draining. And that's why I also sympathize greatly with single-parent homes, because that amount of baggage and weight shouldn't be carried by one person. Okay.
It should be split between the two.
It should be.
The whole thing should be split between the two.
The more the better. If you can find even a greater support system beyond just the two of you, the better. You know, if you have some close friends who you can even ship your kids off to, and have some alone time, you'll feel the change.
It will help even the relationship.
It will help the relationship greatly.
The fact that, I'm not going to lie, the fact that you are acknowledging all that emotional burden as well, and that it's emotionally tiring, not just physically tiring, right? Thinking what they're going to wear, what they're going to eat. We raised this in our men versus women episode, right? Where we simplified things a lot, but that was one of our big points, right? And that men often don't think about. And I love that you've actually just brought that up.
I remember
that you know it.
I remember when during initial times in our relationship, I was the one who was quote unquote the primary caregiver. I remember she would leave when she has prepared a number of things, the diapers, the food. Like I have it figured out. But do you know that by the time it got to around 2, 3, I will be looking at the gate. Is she not back? So that I can just hand over the duties, forgetting that she will also come back when she was already tired
and having worked a whole day.
But me, I'm tired also. I'm just fed up. I'm like, I can't wait to hand over this duty. But when she came, I wouldn't really hand over, but I would feel just there's some ease with just her around.
Okay,
And
so even if she's doing nothing.
Even if she's doing nothing.
Okay.
And that's why I said it is very important for you to be two. Because then you can be able to share that emotional burden without, even if they don't really necessarily do anything, just by them being around, you already feel your problem is half shared.
Oh my God, yeah. Because then that's the thing with single parents. Like,
Yes.
Yes, they might have help,
Yes.
but they don't share that emotional burden.
Absolutely.
Still with no one.
Well, and also
Absolutely.
even like at the weekends, if my husband has to go somewhere, right? He doesn't even think. He knows that if he goes out, I will be with the baby.
Yes.
But if I go out,
I
have to think about so many things. Like, okay, who's going to feed him? Like the dad can't be alone with him for a whole day. So do we have to get a babysitter? Do we have to get a nanny? How much do I have to pump? How many nappies do I have to prepare? Will the nanny also be able to wash laundry? So many things to think about, right?
Oh my God.
And sometimes the fact him just being there means that I can think, okay, if I want to make myself a sandwich, I can give the baby to him or to whoever, to the other person. Like, it's not even just about being there to do things. It's also just, I'm not alone. So I identify with that. And a lot of what you're saying, like I said, it's, I think 90% of men
Never think like
would
that.
not think like that.
Yeah.
So definitely different.
And I think it is also, there's also a contribution that women also contribute towards men either becoming great male feminists or just abandoning it altogether. And it is in that example of how when your husband is living, the kid will be taken care of. But when you are the one who is living, you kind of automatically already feel like, you need to do this, do that, do this, do that. And that almost perpetuates the man becoming relaxed because he feels like, I'm only good at up to this level, okay? Whereas what should happen, you should also just leave and be like, but you
Throw them in at the deep
you
end.
don't because you feel like maybe he wouldn't do it well or it is too hard that he still needs help. You get me? And with that a lot even with my wife because up to date, it's not something that we've completely resolved, but over time it has improved in that, you know what? I can just also wake up and go. Yes, the husband might not do the routine as I normally do it, if it is me, but the kid will be alive by the time I get back because I believe he still cares about the kids the same way I do. I mean, if anything, the man is the defender of the home and he will defend that kid with his life. So that alone should be enough for a woman to just let the guy be in charge.
That's important because even I mean, it's said everywhere, even as a boss in a company, you're told, remove yourself as a bottleneck, right? If you're the one who's holding on all the cards, of course, now you're stopping yourself from being replaceable also.
Yes, nothing can happen without you.
Yeah, so you have to also consciously make yourself replaceable by helping.
Yeah, and
but
I think they fight being replaced because you're more or less like, I'm the mom, and I am more a mom when I am in charge and I know every single bit.
But
which is also quote unquote a natural instinct, or I could say it is also a societal programming.
Yes, I think so. But both parties need to take the initiative. Like you say, I should be able to just say, look, you might not do it exactly the way I would, but I'm going to let you fend for yourself. I'm going to let you figure it out. But also, I would want, as a woman, I would want my husband, if I say I'm going out now, I wouldn't want him to say, have you left everything for me? No, I'd want him to say, okay, so I've got the bottle, I've got the milk, I've got his diapers, we'll be fine, right? Like take the initiative to say, right, I need this, this, and this, instead of me having to say, I've left a bottle here, I've left this here.
Or
right?
like with the way you were asking, can you do the diapers? I'm like, no. If you're a man, I need to leave you without having to prepare things for you.
Yeah, or you tell me what you think you need and I'll correct you. If you miss something, I'll correct you, but you need to take the initiative to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to figure it out. No one told me.
By the way, we are all figuring things out, when it comes to especially raising kids. About the other roles of the house, I think it depends with how somebody was raised. Okay, if you are, there are people who are raised and they were never taught those things. So even as you're coming into a relationship, they are learning for the first time. Okay, and it is said that we all mirror how we were raised. All right, whether subconsciously or consciously. So if you grew up with an old man who was just sitting and the one who is providing everything, that is the most likely normal response. So even if you're trying to be the male feminist, your natural subconscious response is that I'm only supposed to do things up to a particular level. There are things that I'm not supposed to do. So you have to be very intentional about trying to do this thing, and you also need a partner that is also very patient in trying to teach you and listen to you and know your fears and like the fears he was expressing. Okay, a partner that is able to listen to those and appreciate those.
And I'd like to say, I think sisters have a very important role. So as in our house, so we grew up traditional. My mother is traditional. So my brother would come from work. We are 6 kids, right? 5 girls. He'd come from work and then my mom would say, one of us to make him tea.
Wow.
We'd look, but my mom was like, he has 2 hands, Yeah. So we forced the feminism into him because my mom was trying to make him traditional. And then us, we decided, no. Why are we are watching something? Why are we waking up to make something? So he had to learn. He started making tea. He started doing a few roles. So
and let's also not forget that there is also the good sides of being traditional. Traditional is not all like the enemy in the room. All right, there are things that are traditional that I think being a feminist or a male feminist is about getting what are the good things in this other side and what are the good things here and how well can we blend them so that we have a healthy functioning relationship.
Yeah, and that's why I keep saying I'm stuck in the middle, because I started dating someone and then when we have to eat, right, I just find myself, I want to serve him, you get. So there are some traditional things I am happy to do because it just makes me feel nice. So it's just you pick and choose.
Yes.
But
like for instance, provision, there are relationships that you get a woman that is quote unquote modern and everything, but when it gets to provision, it's like I can't be with a man who cannot provide. Like he has to be earning more than me. He has to be thinking better than me. That area is where, these popular TikTokers and whatever, like Andrew Tate, pray into by advising men that, you have to be on top in everything. You have to be on top in terms of your pocket. You have to be on top in terms of your brain. So self-improvement, that is when you'll get respect in your home. But from experience, I've been in a relationship for now 9 or so years. That is not what gives you respect. Not at all.
It's not.
All right? Why? Because even these women right now can earn that money that you earn. Okay? So what it does just creates unnecessary competition about, how much are you earning? I want to earn more than you. You've gotten 1 degree. I want to get 2 degrees. And all this competition unfortunately needs resources. So where will you guys be getting resources to be competing like this? Because competition is not cheap. Competition is really expensive. Yeah. And what it will do is that because you'll now be competing for even the little resources that you guys already have, it will just create more and more conflict. Right? So what is the solution? The solution is by you getting rewards from something else beyond the things that are just tangible, the things that are doable, by any other person. I can work, you can work, I can cook. Those are minor things. But where else can you be able to derive your manhood? And now this, I think I've digressed a bit, but it's on masculinity, which still borders in terms of, male feminism, right? So it's just about you finding in that borderline and how you can be able to link the two. You derive responsibility and worth from something else beyond the tangible things.
And I think that's beautiful, because someone has told me, if the only thing you're doing in a house is providing, like paying school fees and things, you are so replaceable. How many people can pay things?
Even better.
Which other man can you pick in the street and they will just do those things? You get? So doing things in the house makes you useful in that house and irreplaceable, right?
Yeah, I remember even my wife, and I even saw this in a reel yesterday as well. There are things that at home, I always wonder, because we are in an egalitarian relationship, and sometimes I expect my wife to just do certain things, okay? But I find she doesn't do them. And it is almost, sometimes I even almost get annoyed that, you know what, it is just that thing there, carrying it from there to there. I think you can move to that point. In fact, you're even closer to it and just do it. But she doesn't do it. And the reason being is that there are some things that she just naturally feels good when I do them.
That's another thing.
All right? And I've also grown to a point to realize that I become useful to her when I actually run those things. And not just useful in terms of that I'm doing something, but also it more or less like makes me more admirable. Like, oh, damn, he's doing the lawn. You know, or is fixing the bulb. Wow, that's so cool. Yes, I can also do it. I can change the bulb, but I think it's sexy when he does it. So from that angle, we've gone to a point where we actually enjoy our egalitarian relationship. There are times that I'm very traditional, doing the traditional things. There are times that she is the traditional one, and there are times that we are just now equal, like this one, this way. So, and that also comes in terms of even decision making. Okay, that is also an area that also male feminism needs to come in.
Yep.
Which
Even
it is a
more
big
so,
area.
maybe.
Decision making.
Like the insurance and things like that.
Yes, like the insurance, and even who should take lead. Okay.
So meaning traditionally the male head of the household is the decision maker.
Final. On everything.
No question.
As a woman, you are there to be seen, not to be heard.
Wow.
And only speak when spoken to. You know, that's quote unquote more or less the definition.
Yeah.
And sometimes even people use it as a description of being what's the word? Being
Masculine or something.
no, for the woman, like when is it not loyalty? That's not the word I was looking.
The other
Submission.
submission.
Yeah.
Like to be a submissive woman.
Yeah, like
Even what they call, you get into your feminine energy. Some people use that as part of feminine energy.
Yes. So some just feel like they're just supposed to throw to you decisions. Like they think about something, process it to the end, and then you are just being reported to. By the way, that is not. People think that is, but I always consult her. But you don't consult. It's not consulting. You've thought about it, you've made the decision, and now you're just reporting to her. Okay. So decision making and how even as we've done it is I think one of the things that we do a lot even in our relationship is we talk a lot. Like we spend hours and hours just talking. You even ask us what do we talk about. And it is in terms of even what do we talk about, decisions, like there is school fee to be paid, there is a kid to go to, there is a household item to be bought, there is clothes to be done, etc. How do we navigate this together? And using your strengths versus my strengths. Okay, what am I good at? What are you good at? Once you are able to evaluate that with each other, then you'll be able to appreciate each other's strengths beyond the gender roles. My wife, rather even me, both of us, technically, we don't like laundry. We realized that from the beginning. Yeah, we struggle with it. We can pile forever. But we had to come to a point where we realized this is not a responsibility of that person. It started with, I'm looking at, isn't she the one who's supposed to do it? But her, she's also coming from a point of, until it got to a point I was like, because me, I like there's a level that I struggle with it, but not that much. Okay. So at that point, I was like, do I just wash mine?
Oh no!
Do I just wash mine and leave ours? So I went through that pull and push until I got to a level where I was like, this is a house. There is just laundry. It is not that so and so's laundry. Okay. Now the point of who is going to do it is the question. So should I just rise up to the occasion and do it? Finding I'm struggling with that. She's also struggling with the same. So we arrived at a conclusion where we were like, what about if we pay somebody to do it?
Yeah, because both of you don't like it. Yeah?
Yes. How about we pay somebody to do it? And when we are unable, we can do it together. Or if you do it this time, the next time I can do it. All right. And that's just solved the problem.
Wow.
Yeah, but communication helps. Eh?
Communication.
Otherwise, you would both be in the corner wondering who is doing.
And I've seen it with several relationships around the gender roles, and it is just in how but again, people use a lot how they were brought up. But I think after going to school and getting the exposure and social media, now information is right at our fingertips. I don't think how somebody was raised should be an excuse enough. You get me? It's just being human. I mean, you can't overburden one person with so much and you are just seated. It's just, it also goes to EQ that you discussed earlier. It is through EQ that you're able to see that you're able to get into that other person's shoe and realize that, damn, man, it is not good at this side. I wouldn't want to be her, Then you realize that, now what can I do to make their lives better?
One more question for you. We've talked a lot about Rachel. She sounds like an amazing woman.
She is.
Do you think that it's because of her that you do some of what you do? Has she influenced you, or do you influence her? How does that work? Do you think if you'd have married someone else, you'd have been different? You wouldn't have been...
Very interesting question.
Yeah.
Very interesting question indeed. Indeed. The interesting thing about our relationship is that we found each other. We were two people who technically knew exactly what they wanted in a relationship. All right? She knew exactly what she wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted. I remember our first date was like an interview. She grilled me thoroughly. And which brings me to the next thing about for feminism and egalitarian relationship to work, people have to really outline their expectations right from the beginning. You can't just get in and then you want to figure it out in the relationship. Outline those expectations right from the beginning so that each one of you knows what they're getting into, rather than you coming out. You didn't even know you are a female feminist. Then in a relationship is when things blow up. So I knew exactly what I wanted in a relationship. She knew exactly what she wanted, and therefore I've been raised in a home where my aunt was it was more or less like a feminist home, I can say, because she didn't really decide that this is a role for a woman, this is a role for a man. Yes, it was almost both, because in the house, I would do any chore that my sister would do, all right? Okay. But you would find she would expect me to be the one who is cleaning the car or who is doing the lawn, all right? She will never expect those roles from my sister or even walking out the dog. But in the house, I'll still do those roles. So that is what I brought into my relationship. That I knew the things that I could just do, but I also had expectations of her. What were those expectations? The expectations were that, one, I don't think technically I would just live with a woman who is just, quote unquote, staying at home mom. That her role strictly is just to take care of the kids. No, I wanted a relationship where if I can provide, you can also provide. All right? If I can do laundry, you can also do laundry. Because why? Because I have observed my aunt, who was a lady, do it. all right? She was the one who was working and bringing home the money. So I have experienced that a woman can do it. All right, so you can't bring that. You know what is the responsibility of a man? No, even you as a woman, you can do it. All right. So I brought that expectation. Her also, she also had her from the beginning. She was like, I finance myself. I can even pay for a date. And I was like, yeah,
That sounds like some of us.
Yeah, that's really great. I mean, it's only logical.
Yeah.
That if we come to a date, it's okay for you to pay, it's okay for me to pay. All right? There's nothing. In fact, it puts our relationship at a plain level field.
There's not one person
Then
with
now
the
we
power.
can be able to now start thinking logically.
Yeah.
Rather than you are already high up here.
Power dynamics.
Yeah, you're already up here. So technically, you will not really listen to me and what I say objectively already. Because I'm coming from an inferior point, and you're already projecting your superiority. We cannot have a logical conversation.
So thank you, Jeff. This has been insightful. Thank you for being here and for the powerful voice you have online and for the lives you're changing. Hopefully you're changing a few as they listen. We find you inspiring, and thank you for being such a strong presence of gender equity, feminism, everything. Thank you for your content.
Thank you.
So you can find Jeff on social media at Present Fatherhood, right? So Present Fatherhood, as we said, that's exploring how fathers should be more than just providers. And of course, the Yes Girls, you can find us on all social media platforms at Yes Girls Podcast. Why not send this episode to a friend who's already a feminist, or to a friend who needs to become one? Or you can send the episode to a cool WhatsApp group. Share the do, be, learn, love. You never know what you might make happen.
And now let's thank a couple of people.
You are also gender equity champions, and we love you for it. Sampisha Productions, together with Ernest and Ayoba at Snowball Industries, Nairobi.
And we know you've got our back, Spedo Brand, the talented musician who composed our theme song, and Kags, who designed the beautiful logo that you get to see. And both of them, I think even Pedro has a kid.
Yep.
So both Kags and Pedro are raising a couple of future feminists, and we are here for it.
Well, feminists. Now, one more thing before you go, Jeff, a question that we ask all our guests. What is something you've recently said yes to?
Wow. What have I said yes to? Well, I've said yes to being on a Yes Girls podcast. I think that's a new one.
Apart from that one.
That's the easy answer. That's the cheap answer.
Yeah, that's a
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Find another one.
All right. I've said yes to exploring alternative ways of medicine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yes, it is working, but I guess more importantly, it is a journey of learning and discovery. Right? That, this is what I knew or I was told, but this is what it is. And now research has told me that it is equal to this. All right. So I'm being able to make my own personal opinion around them.
Interesting.
Okay.
Will we see that in your content? Probably.
Most likely. Most likely.
Future yes episode. Saying yes to alternative medicine.
So, not medicine, but coffee, right?
Yes.
So you are the founder of Quilly Coffee.
Yes, I am.
And so to our listeners who are listening to this at the time of release, so within a week of the date that it says on your podcast player that this episode was released, you can, if you're listening to this then, go to our social media, especially our Instagram, and you might see something very tempting there tying in with this episode. And so thank you, Jeff, for collaborating with us on that.
Yeah, great. In fact, you can also get a night or two at our town guest house, Airbnb. We listed our house on Airbnb when we moved to the village. And so you can share to your friends who want a nice, cozy African-themed place
Nice.
to relax and just do some work.
Fantastic.
I hope you serve Kweli coffee in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You have to.
What else? What else? Yeah. So it's called Dindi Afro House. You can also check it out online.
See you in the next episode for more of us saying yes to 21st century life skills with a live studio guest, because I am Akumu.
I'm Claire.
And I'm Jeff.
And together we are
The Yes,
Yes
Girls
Girls.
and Present Fatherhood.
the Yes Feminists.
The Yes Feminists.
feminist
Yes
and
Feminists.
feminism.